Welcome, Libby. What strikes me about you is how you've harnessed your creativity to create some kind of sanity around you, to see you through these days. And I really, I'm inspired by that. I know that you're in a situation that many would say is not unique, insofar as there are lots of people going through graduation right now, but that doesn't make it any the less difficult.
I'm actually in my 5th year. I took a year out because I was ill, unfortunately. That's brought me up to 5 years. So most of the people that I began university with finished, 2 years ago now. Yes, I'm coming up to my final exams now. I've got 3 more pieces of work to hand in, and then I'll have finished what has been a tumultuous degree by anyone's standards. Yeah,
it's been a long time coming, and you must have been able to see the end in sight. To have it delayed in this way must be quite frustrating.
It obviously feels like a real disappointment, because in this final year I've really finally settled into the course and my health is much better, so I was finally actually really getting into the academic side of it, and to kind of have that taken away from you at that point is really disappointing. Yeah. I think what I found probably the most difficult about it, trying to complete any work, has been really challenging. I have soup for brain at the moment, and everything is just so much slower. Doing the same thing every day and not having very much variation in our routine and things, it kind of stunts you a little bit creatively. So I think it's a phenomenon that a lot of people are experiencing, and I suppose it's taken the enjoyment out of it. It has actually interrupted learning a lot, despite what efforts have been made to kind of counteract that. Learning my graduation was cancelled also was really upsetting. It feels like a real cathartic completion. Yeah. I was really looking forward to that. I feel like I've worked so hard for 5 years will just end with a message online saying you've handed your final piece of work in and a grade, and that'll be it.
No graduation ceremony at all then, not just a delayed one?
Supposedly there will be one at some point. You've kind of missed that moment of like celebration.
Does this make any difference to what your future plans would have been, a career or a job or further training or anything like that?
It's going to be even more competitive than it normally is. I had plans to move to Spain, which have obviously been put on hold indefinitely. As somebody who kind of wants to be in a more creative sphere, that's going to suffer probably one of the most.
Because people think it's disposable, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the issue, especially in an economic crisis. It's really culture and everything like that suffers the most. That's all the first thing to kind of be sidelined. So I have to definitely reassess how I'm going to approach getting a job. Probably have to be a little bit more flexible. At the back of my mind, there's this kind of constant thought like, ooh, will I actually ever get a job?
Do you think that there's anything that you've got from this period of lockdown, and any positive things?
The reassurance that I am strong and I can continue in the face of adversity, and that's something that I hope will stick with me in moments when I'm not feeling very strong in the future. That shows your resilience as well, doesn't it? That's something that I've used this time for quite efficiently, and I can sometimes I think, I'm a Zen Buddhist monk, nothing can touch me, and in other moments I'm certainly don't feel like that, but I think I've made really huge personal strides, so I suppose I'm grateful to have had that opportunity to really be able to focus on that. Yeah. A lot of the people that we've been speaking to have shown great creativity. What I love about your story is that's nothing new for you. You have the most bizarre creative streak. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it? My lizard, who we got a few years ago, I make him tiny hats, and he has an Instagram page. This is Seymour. This is Seymour, yes, Seymour the gecko. So that is a childish creative outlet that just kind of lets you, not be an adult with loads of stresses for a minute and just be silly, which I think is so important, because everything feels so serious all the time at the moment. I've also started a little company selling vintage furniture, and you've obviously sold a lot of it. It's got sold printed all over all of so many of the pieces. Do you think we could meet Seymour? Yes. Hi Seymour. Hello. So Seymour has a whole collection of hats. He has I'm not even sure how many, probably like 50 now.
50 hats.
Yeah, and we ran a little competition when this all started to get people designing hats and sending their drawings, just because I just think that having a creative outlet is such a good way of keeping your mental health in check, and it really helps me. And so lots of people sent in their drawings, so
I love
we're going
that.
to be putting out, making all of those hats of the winners of the competition, and they'll be going on his page soon. I once accidentally told somebody who I met at Bristol that I make hats for my lizard, and they looked at me like I just lost my mind, and I was like, oh, must remember not to just tell random people that, because that is actually makes me sound.
You now have a lizard in your armpit. This is fantastic.
Yes, no, he's sort of on my sleeve. He's like woken up a bit, so he's I should probably go pop him back, because.
Okay, you go ahead and do that. Thank you so much.
Seymour.
Bye, Seymour. Bye. Well, I have to say that was probably the most unique conversation I've had in isolation. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you. Bye.